Welcome, 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 welcome to the first of hopefully many coffee reviews. Hey, what's up guys? It's Denali. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Denali and today we are doing a coffee review. So today we've got just 2 Trader Joe's coffees. These are the only 2 bags at Trader Joe's that were being sold as a whole bean, and that is kind of the only thing I can use with an espresso machine, so I figured we would just stick to the 2 and not force anything pre-ground or anything like that. So on my right here we've got this Ecuador Pichincha. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. Small lot coffee. This says it is medium to dark roast with notes of honey, cacao, and mango. When I picked this up, I was originally really excited because my coffee preferred notes are kind of on the honey, caramel, mango type side of things, but this is a medium to dark roast, which I typically don't really prefer. I personally really like a medium roast, especially when doing espresso. And then if I'm doing any pour over or anything like that, I'm gonna lean more towards light to medium roast. So excited about the underlying notes here, but definitely a little bit worried about the medium to dark roast. But we'll see. And then over here, I've got Trader Joe's Barista Espresso blend. This is an Arabica and Robusta blend. Yeah, intense flavor and a delicious crema with notes of nuts, caramel, and citrus. So still kind of up my alley. So this is kind of their specific espresso blend. So it is a light to medium roast, it says. So we'll see when we open it. Also, I forgot to mention this is 100% Arabica bean. So this is a blend and this is just Arabica or Arabica. I don't know how you say it. Arabica? So here's what I'm thinking we're gonna do today. I'm gonna pull shots with both of these, try them just as a black coffee double shot pull. Then I'm going to make a milk-based drink with those. I'm going to do like a milk alternative because I don't do dairy. But I'm gonna add a little bit of this. This is my favorite creamer, so I'm kind of just trying to keep everything the way I know I like it and then just add the beans as the only variable here. I think it's kind of nice to hear my review of just the black coffee, but in reality, a lot of us take espresso with a milk, so I want to actually make it realistic in how you would typically drink it. And then I have these 2 cold brews already brewing. I'm gonna pop them back in the fridge after this, so then I can check back in with you guys tomorrow and we can do the cold brew test because I know it is almost summer and a lot of people like colder drinks, and I don't particularly prefer to pour an espresso shot over ice. So I like to keep kind of my espresso hot and drink cold brew if I'm preferring a cold drink. So I'm gonna pop these back in the fridge. We'll get to that tomorrow because that's just too much coffee for me in a day. So I wanna just keep these for tomorrow and do the espresso today because I don't wanna waste anything. So I wanna actually be able to drink what I'm pulling. So without further ado, let's get into it and find out if these Trader Joe's coffees are any good. I'm checking if I have anything in my teeth because I literally just ate something that I know I like to eat with coffee. I find that sometimes if I haven't eaten in a while, the coffee flavors are a little bit more blunted because I maybe brushed my teeth recently or something like that, so I'm just eating some nuts. So pardon me. I thought we'd do a little smell, just a little smell test first and then I'll get into it. I've already dialed these in. You can kind of see, I wrote kind of my records of how to dial it in because I don't have all day. It took me this much of the bag plus whatever's in the cold brew to dial this in. It was tough, but it was a little bit easier on this one. I got that much left, but dialing this in was honestly so difficult. I have quite a fine grind setting happening with this Ecuador one. Anyways, they smell good. They smell like a dark roast. I wouldn't even say medium to dark. They smell dark and almost burnt a little bit. Wow. Let's see if I can show you these a little. Let me just get you in here on this. So they're pretty much truly dark. There's a little bit off of them. They smell pretty good. They're a little bit, they kind of do smell burnt now that I'm really smelling them, but they have a nice kind of cocoa-y smell to them. Sorry, I'm burping because I ate my nuts. Okay, so this Barista blend smells awful. Genuinely like throw up. This says it is light to medium roast, and I can assure you that this is darker than the other roast. So it is truly not light or medium. Maybe a little medium to dark, but it is dark. Show you this close up. Okay, so maybe medium to dark, but or just medium, but I certainly wouldn't say light to medium. So, to be honest with this one, you can't smell anything specific, like, just smells bad. Yeah, really bad. Oh, it just smells horrible, like a fart. Ugh. All right, I'm going to pull these shots, and I'm not gonna like walk you through any of it because that's boring and you guys don't care. So let's start with the Ecuador one. I'm already dialed in for this. So I should have weighed that out before I poured it in, but I didn't. So c'est la vie. I can already tell you that I'm probably not gonna drink this ever again after this video, but you know, I don't want to give anything away. So, I need my scale. I think I have nuts in my teeth. One moment. All right, then, here we go. I guess maybe I'll walk you through my first pull. So I'm just gonna zero out my portafilter. That's gonna be good for me. I have written on here 18 to 20 grams, so we're gonna go with 19. Works for me. Alright, so that shot pulled in about 20 seconds, which is kind of short for me. So let's pull another one. I poured too much coffee in there anyway, so I have definitely got enough for another shot. So let's just try another one really quick. I'm gonna go with 20 grams this time. This coffee has literally been like the biggest nightmare coffee I've ever tried to dial in. So if I'm going for like 18 grams in, 36-ish out, I'm okay with 40, anywhere between 36 to 40. The grind size of 11 goes too fast, and the grind size of 10 hardly gives me anything out. Like it gives me like 20 grams. So it's just been a disaster. I played around a little bit with like the quantity and all that, but I've just had an absolute nightmare. So basically, I'm gonna try again with just like a gram or two more in. So here we go. All right, so this pull was a little bit slow for my liking, but it was just kind of perfect. So I ended up pulling exactly 36 grams, but but I put 20 in 25 seconds, but I like that. You know, you just kind of got to figure out what you like, and I prefer like a slower pull. I think that sometimes it can make it a little bit more like full-bodied and stuff, but I don't know. I personally like it. All right, so we've got our shot. It's got some really nice crema on it. Hopefully you can see that. Medium to dark roast, notes of honey, cacao, and mango. Let us see. So I definitely get kind of like the cacao, like, you know, the kind of bitterness of cacao. I definitely taste a lot of that. And now that it's kind of in my mouth, I can definitely taste kind of that fruitiness of it. So whether it's like honey or kind of mango-y, there's this fruity aftertaste that I personally quite like a lot. It's full-bodied. It's quite bitter, and I don't really love bitter coffees. That's kind of why I don't like dark coffees, I think. I'm kind of more on like the acidic side of things. I like that better. It's a little bitter for me. I think that this is going to definitely taste a lot better with some milk. So I'm excited to make this into a little bit of like a cortado kind of vibe in a second. All right, so I'm gonna pull my next shot. Luckily, the grind setting isn't too different. The internal grind stays the same, and I just gotta put the grind size up about 10 notches. So I'm gonna do that right now and burn through some of this, and I will see you guys in a second. So I already know the grind size, so I kind of know where I'm headed. But the way that I usually change something like this significant from, I was down at 11 and I'm going up to 24, is I just kind of burn through some of it. So I start the grind and then I just turn it kind of very slowly. So now I'm at 24 and I'm gonna let it kind of spit out. So then I let it spit out some at 24, about a whole portafilter worth. And so now I'm not getting any mixed grind sizes in here. It all should be 24. And I know that I want a time of 12 seconds. That'll give me about 18 grams, but we always want to double check with our scale. So here we go. So I find that I can't really put any less than 18 grams in my double shot portafilter without it just pulling way too fast. So I know some people have commented on my videos asking how can they make their pull last longer so they can get some more body and flavor out of it. There's still a little bit too much in here. So that would be my first recommendation, is just put at least 19 grams in, and it will definitely have a longer pull time. And then of course you can also reduce your grind size. So, oof, we're packed in here. I don't know about this. We'll see. I spent a lot of time dialing these in, so let us see how this goes. I bet it's fully far. Woo! Here we go. Pray for me. Here we go. Ooh, that's a nice pull. Spilling. That was a nice steady stream, to be honest. That was a nice pull. All right, I'm getting this prepped. I like to mix my creamer and my milk before I froth, and I'm not sure if that's correct, but I like it. So that's what I'm gonna do. All right, so this pulled a little bit short. So while I let that cool, I'm gonna pull another one really quick. For me, you can always tell when you had a good pull because it will fall out of the portafilter just perfectly. So there's no doubt that this espresso blend is pulling a better shot as far as like stream goes. And I definitely don't think that that is by mistake, you know, like it's made for that. It's made for espresso, so I don't think that that is like a coincidence. All right. Still seems like there's too much in here. What was my past self doing when I was dialing this in? This also kind of one of the things about this machine though is that they can be a little bit finicky, you know, they can change their personality on the daily. I love the stream of this. It's nice. I'm liking this pull better. Perfect. 23 seconds, almost 40 grams, just how I like it. Big crema. Let's see how, let's let that settle. I'm gonna give my first pull for this a taste. It is really hot. Interesting. I hate this coffee, okay? Full disclaimer, I've obviously already drank these prior to the video, right? It only makes sense. I had to dial them in and I had to know what I liked. I've played with these 5 different ways and I don't like that coffee, okay? I absolutely hate it. All right, here's the second shot that I pulled. Still bad. Okay, let's talk a little bit about it. So I'm supposed to get notes of nuts, caramel, and citrus. I don't get notes of anything. To me, it's just a dark roast. I just hate dark roasts. I just can't get past it. You can't drink this on its own. This reminds me a lot of the espresso shots that I get in Europe from like a cafe that's just not very good. I think it's just too bitter. It's just too bitter. There's nothing to really say about it. I think it was pulled well. I got the amount I wanted in the right amount of time. It's just too bitter. It doesn't taste like anything. You can't get any notes from it. It's just highly unfortunate. All right, so I'm gonna give that one a little extra because why not? And let's froth some milk and get into these drinks. I haven't frothed milk in a minute. Let's go, baby. Ow, I burned myself. If you guys are still with me in the video, please give me a big thumbs up if you like it. Hit that subscribe button. Comment down below if you want. It really helps me out. Trying to grow my page, you know, just if you want to help, you can. If you don't want to, you don't have to. I will say though, my next video is going to be an Allegro review. That is my favorite coffee at the moment. They're kind of local to me. I do believe that they're also more like worldwide. I love their coffee. So I'm gonna do a full-on Allegro review, and then I'm gonna do a super fun video on alternative milks specifically for coffee. So I'll do like milks and also creamers specifically for gut health, for overall health, with the most natural ingredients, the least amount of additives, all that kind of stuff. So make sure you hit subscribe because that is all coming super soon and I'm excited. All right, here we've got our Ecuador nonsense. I'm not gonna do any art or anything because I didn't froth this really nicely. I just want to get a really nice taste. Let me pour it in here. Let's try a little milk, should we? A little art. I mean, this is not really frothed that well because it's not meant to be, but let's try it. See, that's too much milk. I can't keep going because I don't want any more milk. All right, let's try Ecuador. Totally drinkable, right? It's nice. I'm not mad at it. But I will say it's lost a lot of its flavor. I'm not even having a really good chance at getting many flavors out of it. It's kind of dull and not showing through the milk, but it's definitely drinkable. This reminds me of a lot of coffees that I get locally. Just kind of tastes like oat milk, like not a whole lot else going on. And then you leave the coffee shop, you're out $7 and you've got a little glass of oat milk and you're like, thanks, cool. I've got like at least a really solid double shot in here. So hopefully we can get a little bit more flavor through, but I don't have high hopes because there was never any flavor to begin with. That is so insane. It's still very bad in my opinion. The milk does not even help it. It kind of blunts the bitterness a little bit, but not even enough. So I would prefer this cup of coffee, even though it's kind of like, all right, I'm just drinking oat milk. But this also reminds me a lot of, I'm sorry, I don't want to be mean. This also reminds me of a lot of the coffees I get locally. I have a couple places that are my go-tos, but other than that, since I got this puppy, and you know, I have like my V60 and you always can do like a cold brew method. I can't trust anywhere anymore. I can't go get coffee anywhere. It is just not really an option for me because they're so bad. This reminds me of anywhere that is, you know, brewing a dark roast and it just is what it is. It tastes like nothing but a little bit burnt coffee. So like, i.e. Starbucks. And this tastes like a lot of places that roast too light and are trying to pair like a really light roast with not a lot of like bold flavors with milk. And it totally, okay, sorry, my camera just died, but let's just pick up where we left off. So what happens is you have this coffee that doesn't have a whole lot of bold flavors and then the milk just takes over. So you really have to find like a medium roast with really bold flavors if you want to pair it with milk. Milk does a really good job of kind of calming down acidity or bitterness. In my opinion, and I'm no professional, but I get more like acidic flavor from lighter roasts and I get a little bit more bitter flavor from darker roasts. And I prefer kind of that more acidic kind of flavor. And I personally don't find that it needs milk, but if I do encounter a coffee that is just a little bit too bitter for me, that's when I will pair it with the milk and it will do a really nice job of kind of calming it down. I also really like bold flavors. I want my coffee to kind of like smack me in the face and then after I swallow it, have a bunch of flavor kind of left in my mouth and kind of like a feeling. I have the same preference when it comes to wine. That's why I don't really reach for like bubbly wines or, to be honest, many white wines. I like that flavor to really like linger in my mouth and be able to literally go like this and like keep tasting it and feel it on my mouth. So I go for more bold, full body kinds of coffees, and I just want to say that neither of these do that for me. It's just been a day. It's just been a day. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Oh my God. A boy, That was so epic. I really hope my camera picked that up. This boy just walks by my door. I live in an apartment complex. He goes, "It smells like coffee." That's so funny. My entire apartment smells like coffee, and my boyfriend hates the smell of coffee, and I feel so bad. Do I though? Because I love it. Anyways, where was I? Neither of these coffees do it for me, okay? This does not have enough kind of boldness to it. I like that I can kind of at least taste the flavors, but there's just not enough there for me. And that's pretty much it with this guy. So this is my favorite of the two, definitely. If I was gonna reach for one of these, I would reach for the Ecuador Pichincha. And I don't know if I'm saying that right at all. And I hate this. Like, I'm so sorry. I love Trader Joe's, but don't get this coffee. And to be honest, I've had a lot of their pre-ground coffee, and I quite hate it as well. So yeah, this is just, it's too bitter for me. There's no flavor. I hate it. It doesn't even taste good with milk. It's bad. Don't get it. I would give this like a 1 out of 10, and I would give this like a 4. Oh my God, what's wrong with me? I'm freaking out. I would give this a 4 out of 10. Also, one thing I want to mention is that neither of these coffees are organic, and I personally drink organic coffee. No, not because I'm a snob, because there are a lot of pesticides and Roundup and that kind of thing that can get on coffee beans. And also, unfortunately, coffee beans are notorious for getting mold. So it's really important to have like mold-free organic coffee beans. If you're not going to be using them, store them in the freezer. All those precautions to keep yourself healthy, especially if you're drinking it every day. So I drink organic coffee, so these aren't even really options for me. But let me know in the comments if you drink organic or non-organic, why, all that kind of stuff. And hi, I completely forgot that we have cold brew tomorrow, so we're done with the espresso side of things. So I gave the espresso barista blend a 1 out of 10, and then the Ecuador small batch coffee a 4 out of 10 for the like espresso based drinks. So the straight black espresso and then a oat milk based espresso drink, kind of like a cortado ratio. So then tomorrow morning we'll do straight black cold brew and cold brew with a little bit of milk and creamer, and then we'll do a final overview of both of them, and I'll give my final thoughts. Anyways, just thought I would mention that because I completely forgot and left you guys hanging. Okay, see you tomorrow. Hi guys, all right, so here we have our cold brews, they're ready to go. Over here, I've got the Ecuador one, and over here, I've got the Barista Espresso one. So let's give them a try. See if the cold brew is any better than the espresso, which I don't feel like it's gonna be that much different. I kind of find that cold brews are like a little bit less intense, I guess. A little bit less like bitter and stuff. Like the slow brew method kind of takes the bitterness out, so that might help. And we've got our first spill. We knew this would happen. Why wouldn't it? So we've got our little towel here. Don't worry, guys. All right, so just pour a little in here. Actually, all of it. And I'll keep them separate. I didn't make a ton because I don't really like this coffee. Oh, and I don't really want to drink it, but I haven't had my coffee for today yet, so I'm excited about this. All right, our first taste test is going to be with no cream or milk. Let's start with the Ecuador. Okay, I think I like this better than I liked it as an espresso shot, which makes sense because this is not technically made to be drank as an espresso. So this kind of makes sense. Let's go over here. Oh, this one's still so bad. This one's so bad. Oh, I don't even know what to say about this. Oh, I hate it so very much. Okay, do you wanna know what this exactly tastes like? This tastes like diner coffee or like hotel coffee that has cooled to room temperature and then somebody put some ice in it and made it cold, and it's watered down and it's disgusting. This is almost undrinkable. Holy cannoli. This one I would probably give probably 4 out of 10 still with this guy, and a 0 with this guy. This tastes so bad, honestly. Like, don't even know. Okay, let's try to make it a little nicer. I'm gonna pour a little bit of this out so that these are completely equal, okay? And then add the same amount. There we go, that looks right. So add the same amount of milk and cream to both. I made these cold brews exactly the same. I made 1/4 cup of kind of coarsely ground beans to 1 cup of water. So I'm gonna add just a little splash of this. Okay. And then a little splash of this guy. My favorite creamer ever. The greatest creamer ever. All right, here's the real test, you guys. If it doesn't taste good like this, then it's just not good, and that's just facts. Okay, here we go, Ecuador. Same exact thing. Same exact thing as with the espresso. It just loses all of its flavor. It just completely tastes like oat milk. And like, there's not that much. Okay. Oh, it's so bad. I was thinking for a second it was kind of good, and then like the aftertaste hit and it's just so gross. It just doesn't taste right. So I would still go with the Ecuador one here. It just tastes super sweet, kind of like oat milk. It kind of loses a lot of its flavor. It still tastes like coffee. If you like a little bit less strong coffee, then this is actually pretty nice. This tastes a little bit like poison, so. Okay, so for the cold brew experiment, I'm gonna give the Barista Espresso bean a 1, and that's generous. That is me being generous to this. And I'm going to give the Ecuador small batch coffee a 4. So I'm pretty sure that's the same score that I gave them with the espresso. Overall, I don't love either of them. I definitely would recommend this Ecuador Pichincha small batch coffee over the Barista Espresso blend. Honestly, don't get the Barista Espresso blend. I don't see a way you can make it taste good. I truly don't. It smells bad, it tastes bad. I don't really see how I can make it work. So I will probably finish this little Ecuador guy off. There we have it. The Trader Joe's review of the Barista Espresso blend and the Ecuador Pichincha small batch is complete. The Ecuador coffee is a 4 and the Barista Espresso blend is a 1, a sad 1. We love Trader Joe's. We love them for many things. We love them for their cookie butter, for their cauliflower gnocchi, for their chocolate hummus. Unfortunately, we don't love their coffee. That's what we've learned here today. So thank you guys for joining me. I had a lot of fun with you today. Feel free to comment down below with any other coffees you want me to review, and be sure to give me a big thumbs up if you like this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Love you, bye.